Zara Chen stared at the clock on the therapist's wall. 45 minutes felt like forever. Dr. Morrison sat across from her, looking at a holographic screen that showed images Zara wished she could forget. Pictures of a 10-year-old girl in battle armor? Videos of space battles? Reports with words like humanity's savior and youngest war hero. How does it make you feel, seeing these? Dr. Morrison asked softly. Zara shrugged. I don't know. Tired, I guess. It was 6 years ago. 6 years since she escaped from the Krell aliens who took her when she was 8. 6 years since she turned their own weapons against them and helped Earth win the war. Now she was 16, and all she wanted was to be normal. But normal was hard when your body wasn't normal anymore. The Krell had changed her. They put technology inside her that made her stronger and faster. They connected her brain to computers. They turned a scared little girl into a weapon. Even now, sitting in this boring office, Zara could hear her heartbeat, count the number of people in the building, and calculate 17 different ways to escape if she needed to. She didn't want to escape. She wanted to stop thinking like a soldier. Your school called, Dr. Morrison said, closing the holographic files. They said you had an incident in biology class. Zara's face got hot. It was an accident. You crushed a metal scalpel with your bare hands. Said it was an accident. Zara stood up fast. Too fast. The chair fell backward. Can I go now? Dr. Morrison nodded slowly. Same time next week? Zara grabbed her backpack and left without answering. Outside, the city looked peaceful. Hard to believe this same place was almost destroyed 6 years ago. Flying cars moved between tall buildings. People walked on sidewalks, talking and laughing. Nobody looked scared. Nobody was running from alien invaders. Zara had made sure of that, but nobody seemed to remember. How much it cost? She took the train to Lincoln High School. When she walked through the front doors, conversation stopped. People stared. Some whispered. A few freshmen pointed at her with their phones, probably checking if she was really the Zara Chen. Hey, Zara. Wait up. She turned to see Marcus's way jogging toward her. Marcus was in her grade, though they'd only met a month ago when school started. He was president of the robotics club, and probably the only person who treated her like a regular teenager. You okay? Marcus asked. I heard about biology class. Does everyone know? Zara groaned. It's a small school, and you're kind of famous. Marcus smiled a little. For what it's worth, Mr. Peterson shouldn't have made you do the dissection. He knows about your ... situation. My situation, Zara repeated. That's a nice way to say it. They walked together down the hallway. Zara tried to ignore the stares. Hey, there's a robotics club meeting after school, Marcus said. You should come. We're building combat drones for the district competition. Your tactical experience would be amazing. Zara stopped walking. I don't want to build weapons, Marcus. They're not weapons. Therefore, competition. It's like robot soccer, basically. Still sounds like combat training. Marcus looked disappointed but didn't push. Okay, well, what do you want to do? That was the question, wasn't it? What did Zara Chen, the girl who saved humanity, want to do with her life? I want to try out for the school play, she said quietly. Marcus blinked. Really? Is that weird? No. No, it's great. You don't seem like the theater type. I've never done it before, Zara admitted. That's the point. I want to try things I've never done. Normal things. Then you should definitely audition, Marcus said. My sister is in drama club. She says Ms. Harper is really nice. Time for third period. Thanks, Marcus, Zara said. For what? For treating me like a person? Assembly happened during lunch. Principal Okafor announced it that morning, but Zara had hoped she could skip it. No such luck. 2 security guards politely escorted her to the auditorium when she tried to hide in the library. The whole school was there. Over 1,000 students packed into seats, all waiting to hear about the hero in their halls. Zara sat on stage next to Principal Okafor. Feeling sick? 6 years ago, Principal Okafor began. His voice booming through speakers, our world faced extinction. The Krell invaded Earth with technology we couldn't match. Millions died. Our military was losing. But one young girl changed everything. Zara stared at her shoes. Zara Chen was taken by the Krell when she was 8 years old. They tried to turn her into a weapon against humanity. Instead, at just 10 years old, she escaped, stole Krell technology, and led our forces to victory. She is the youngest recipient of the Galactic Medal of Honor. She saved billions of lives. Applause filled the auditorium. Some students cheered. Others just clapped politely. Zara saw a girl in the front row crying. She hated this. Zara has chosen to return to normal life, Principal Okafor continued. To finish her education here, among us. Let's make her feel welcome.
More applause.
Then questions. A junior named Devika raised her hand. Is it true you can hear through walls? Sort of, Zara mumbled into the microphone. Can you show us your powers? Someone shouted from the back. They're not powers. They are modifications. Did you really kill 1,000 Krell by yourself? Zara's hands gripped the chair arms. The metal bent slightly under her fingers. I don't want to talk about that. Principal Okafor stepped in. That's enough questions. Let's give Zara her privacy. But as the assembly ended and students filed out, Zara heard the whispers. She's weird. My dad says she's not fully human anymore. I heard the government did experiments on her. Zara's enhanced hearing picked up every word. She wished she could turn it off. After school, Zara sat alone in the empty auditorium. Auditions for Romeo and Juliet were in an hour. She was early. She wanted to practice. To be or not to be, she said to the empty room. Her voice sounded flat, emotionless. The Krell conditioning had done that. Emotions made soldiers inefficient, so they had taught her to suppress feelings. Even now, years later, Zara struggled to sound like she cared about anything. How could she be in a play if she couldn't even pretend to have emotions? Her enhanced implants suddenly screamed a warning. Someone was behind her. Zara spun around, dropping into a combat stance before she could stop herself. It was just the janitor. An older man with a mop and bucket. Sorry, Zara said, relaxing. You startled me. Out. The janitor didn't move. He stared at her with wide eyes. That's when Zara's implants identified something impossible. The janitor's biosignature was wrong. His heartbeat was too slow. His body temperature was too low. He wasn't human. Her combat systems activated fully, flooding her brain with tactical data. Threat assessment. Escape routes. Weapon options. The janitor dropped his mop. When he spoke, his voice had a clicking, insect-like quality that Zara remembered from nightmares. Bloodless scourge, he said in Krell language. Please don't kill me. Zara's blood went cold. The war was supposed to be over. The Krell were supposed to be gone, but one was standing right in front of her. In her school, begging for mercy, and her body was already preparing to fight. Zara's body moved before her brain could think. She grabbed the janitor and slammed him against the wall. Her hand was around his throat in less than a second. How many of you are here? She demanded in Krell language. The janitor's eyes were full of terror. Just me. Only me. I swear, Zara. A voice came from the auditorium entrance. What's going on? Marcus stood in the doorway, holding his backpack. He looked confused and scared. Zara's combat training said to neutralize Marcus too. He'd seen too much. But her human side screamed no. Marcus was her friend. She couldn't hurt him. She let go of the janitor, who fell to his knees, gasping. Marcus, you need to leave, Zara said, not looking away from the Krell. Is that? Is he an alien? Marcus whispered, said leave. But Marcus didn't run. Instead, he stepped closer. If you were going to kill him, you already would have. The janitor looked up at Zara with those strange, multifaceted eyes. I'm not a threat, bloodless scourge. I defected. I ran away from the collective. The Krell don't run away, Zara said. You're a hive mind. You can't think for yourself. I learned how, the janitor said quietly. From watching you. They moved to a storage room where nobody would see them. The janitor sat on a box, still shaking. Marcus stood by the door, looking like he might pass out. Zara stood between them, ready to fight if needed. My name is Vrisk, the janitor said. I was part of the research collective that studied you when you were captured. Zara's stomach twisted. You were there when they took me. Yes. I watched them put the implants in your body. I felt your pain through the collective. Vrisk's voice was sad. That's when something broke in me. The collective doesn't feel guilt, but I did. I started thinking thoughts that weren't part of the hive mind. So you ran away? After you escaped and the war ended, the collective fragmented. Many of us were lost, confused. I took a ship to Earth and hid here. I just wanted to live quietly. Marcus finally spoke. Why work at a school? Children remind me why I left, Vrisk said simply. The collective doesn't have children. We grow soldiers in tanks. But human children laugh and play and learn. They single, quotes, beautiful. Zara didn't trust him. Couldn't trust him. But her combat implants weren't screaming danger anymore. Either he was telling the truth, or he was the best liar in the galaxy. How did you hide from Earth security? She asked. A holographic disguise. Vrisk touched his neck, and the human appearance flickered for a moment, showing his true form underneath. Insect-like, with too many joints and shell-like skin. It's Krell technology, very advanced. I should report you, Zara said. Earth's defense would want to know you're here. They'd dissect me, Vrisk replied. Study me like I studied you, and I would not survive it. Earth was still paranoid about Krell. A living specimen would be too valuable to treat humanely. There's something else, Vrisk said quietly. Your implants are failing. What? I can see it in your biosignature. The Krell technology in your body was designed to be maintained by the collective. Without regular updates from the hive mind, the systems will degrade. You have maybe 2 years before your enhanced organs start shutting down. The room seemed to spin. Zara sat down hard on a box. You're lying, she whispered. I wish I was. Vrisk looked genuinely sad. The scientists who made you didn't expect you to live long. They thought you'd be recaptured or killed in battle. They never planned for you to grow old. Marcus knelt beside Zara. There has to be a fix. Some way to repair the implants. There is, Vrisk said. But it requires Krell biotechnology. And a scientist who understands how Zara's systems work. Do you know how they work? Zara asked. Some, but not enough to fix them safely. You'd need someone from the original research collective. Vrisk hesitated. There is one. A scientist named Skrell. He defected like me and is hiding in the outer colonies. He might be able to help. Zara put her head in her hands. She'd survived the Krell, survived the war, survived 6 years of trying to be normal. And now, her own body was going to kill her. We'll figure something out, Marcus said firmly. There's always a solution. Zara almost laughed. Marcus was so optimistic, so human. She wished she could be like that. For now, Vrisk stays hidden, Zara decided. Marcus, can you help him stay away from security? Me. I'm just a robotics nerd. You're the smartest person I know, Zara said. If anyone can hack the security systems, it's you. Marcus looked terrified but nodded. Okay, but Zara, you need to tell someone about the implant problem. Your parents or Principal Okafor or no? Zara stood up. Nobody can know. If Earth's defense finds out I'm dying, they'll try to fix me. And that means more experiments. More surgeries. I won't be a lab rat again, then what will you do? Marcus asked. I don't know yet. Zara headed for the door. But I'm going to that audition. I'm going to try out for the stupid play. Because if I only have 2 years left, I'm going to spend them being a teenager, not a weapon. The audition was a disaster. Zara read the lines perfectly. Her memory was enhanced, so she didn't even need to look at the script. But Ms. Harper, the drama teacher, just frowned. That was very precise, Ms. Harper said carefully. But Juliet is in love. She's emotional. Can you try it again with more feeling? Zara tried. She really did. But the words came out flat and mechanical. After 3 attempts, Ms. Harper thanked her and said they'd post the cast list next week. Zara knew what that meant. She didn't get the part, Walking home, she felt like crying, but even tears were hard for her now. The Krell had trained her too well. Her phone buzzed. A news alert. Breaking. Unknown ships detected near Jupiter Station. Earth defense on high alert. Zara's combat implants immediately analyzed the information. Ship signatures. Weapons patterns. Trajectory calculations. She knew those patterns. She'd fought those ships before. The Krell were back. By the time Zara got home, every news channel was covering the story. The ships had destroyed a small mining outpost near Jupiter. 40 people dead. More ships were appearing on long-range sensors. Earth defense was scrambling. Military leaders were giving speeches about preparedness and strength, but Zara could see the fear in their eyes. Humanity had barely won the last war, and only because of her. Her phone rang, a number she didn't recognize.
Hello.
Miss Chen, this is Colonel Reeves from Earth's Defense. The voice was crisp and militarily. We need you to come to headquarters immediately. I'm not a soldier anymore, Zara said, and the Krell are attacking civilian targets. We need someone who knows how they think. Find someone else. There is no one else. Colonel Reeves's voice was hard. You're the only person who's been inside their systems. The only one who's fought them and won. I was 10 years old, and you saved the world. Now we need you to do it again, Zara wanted to scream. She wanted to throw the phone across the room, but her combat training kept her calm. I'll think about it, she said, and hung up. Her mother appeared in the doorway. Was that the military? Yeah. What did you tell them? That I'd think about it. Zara looked at her mom. Really looked at her. When had she gotten so much gray hair? When had she started looking so worried all the time? I can't do this again, Mom. I can't be their weapon. Her mother sat beside her on the couch. You're not a weapon, baby. You're my daughter. And whatever you decide, I'll support you. What if my decision gets people killed? What if it doesn't? Her mom hugged her tight. You're 16 years old. You shouldn't have to make these choices. But you do. And that's not fair. And I'm so sorry. Zara finally cried. Not like a soldier. Like a scared teenager who just wanted the galaxy to leave her alone. But the galaxy wasn't done with her yet. Later that night, Marcus sent her a message. Colonel Reeves was here at school. Asking questions about you? About Vrisk. I think he knows something. Zara's implants screamed danger. The war was here. The secrets were unraveling. And normal was never going to be an option. Stared at her reflection in the dark window and saw the ghost of the 10-year-old. Warrior staring back. Guess we're not done. Fighting? She whispered to herself. Zara. Stood in Principal Okafor's office at 6 in the morning. Colonel Reeves sat behind the desk like he owned it. Principal Okafor stood in the corner, looking unhappy. Thank you for coming, Colonel Reeves said. He was exactly what Zara expected. Gray hair, cold eyes, medals on his uniform. A career soldier. Did I have a choice? Zara asked. Everyone has choices, Miss Chen. Then I choose to go back to bed. 17 more people died last night. Colonel Reeves pulled up a hologram showing the destroyed station. Bodies floating in space. The Krell are using the same attack patterns from the war. Patterns, you know. Zara looked away. Show that to someone who cares. I don't believe you're that cold. Then you don't know me very well. Colonel Reeves leaned forward. I know you better than you think. I know you wake up screaming 3 nights a week. I know you see a therapist twice a month. I know you crushed a scalpel in biology class because dissecting a frog triggered your combat reflexes. Zara's hands curled into fists. You've been spying on me. We've been monitoring you. For your safety and ours? He stood up. We also know about the Krell hiding in your school. Her blood went cold. Risk poses no threat, Principal Okafor said quickly. I've known about him for weeks. He's a refugee, not a soldier. That's not your call to make, Colonel Reeves snapped. Harboring an enemy alien is a federal crime. The war is over, Zara said. He's not an enemy. Tell that to the 17 dead. Colonel Reeves pulled up another hologram. This one showed Krell ships. Lots of them. We've identified the fleet attacking us. It's the same war mind that captured you as a child. Zara's implants screamed recognition. She knew those ships, knew their tactics, knew the intelligence controlling them. That's impossible, she whispered. We destroyed that war mind. I watched it die. Apparently, you watched wrong. Colonel Reeves zoomed in on one of the ships. Strange symbols marked its hull. The Krell are calling for you, Miss Chen. They're broadcasting your Krell designation on all frequencies. Bloodless Scourge must return, whatever that means. Zara knew what it meant. It meant they weren't here to conquer Earth. They were here for her. I need to talk to Vrisk, she said. Not possible. We're taking him into custody for questioning. Like hell you are. Zara moved between Colonel Reeves and the door. He's my only link to understanding what's happening. You lock him up, and I walk away from this whole mess. You'd let people die to protect one alien? I'd let people die to stop becoming your weapon again. Zara met his eyes. Your choice, Colonel? Let me handle this my way, or find another child soldier. The room was silent. Principal Okafor looked impressed. Colonel Reeves looked furious. Finally, the colonel nodded. 72 hours. Then Vrisk comes with us, whether you cooperate or not. Zara found Vrisk hiding in the boiler room. Marcus was with him, looking exhausted. The military knows, Zara said. We have 3 days. Should surrender, Vrisk said quietly. I won't let you get hurt protecting me. Shut up. Zara sat down across from him. Tell me about the war mind. The one that took me. How could it survive? War minds are distributed intelligence, Vrisk explained. They exist across hundreds of ships. You'd have to destroy every single vessel to kill one completely. We destroyed the command ship. I saw it explode, then perhaps some vessels escaped and rebuilt. Vrisk's insect-like hands trembled. But Zara, there's something you need to know. That war mind wasn't trying to create a weapon when it took you. It was trying to create something else. What do you mean? The Krell Collective is dying, Vrisk said. We're too efficient, too unified. There's no innovation, no creativity, no growth. That war mind theorized that combining human unpredictability with Krell technology could save our species. Marcus spoke up. So Zara was an experiment? More than that. She was a prototype for a new kind of being. Not fully Krell, not fully human. Something better than both. Zara felt sick. And now they want to finish what they started? I think they want you to come willingly, Vrisk said. To prove their theory worked. To show that you're more Krell than human. Well, they're going to be disappointed, are they? Vrisk looked at her sadly. You don't sleep. You don't feel emotions properly. You think in tactical calculations? How much of you is still human, Zara? The question hurt more than any weapon. Enough, Marcus said firmly. She's human enough to care about protecting people. Human enough to be scared. Human enough to want to go to prom and be in a stupid play. He looked at Zara. That's more human than most people I know. Zara wanted to hug him. But her Krell conditioning made physical affection difficult. There's another option, Vrisk said. Skrill, the scientist I mentioned. He's not just hiding in the colonies. He's in a research station near the asteroid belt. If we can reach him, he might be able to help you. And he'd know more about what this war mind wants. How do we get there? Zara asked. Steal a ship, Marcus said. They both looked at him. I'm just saying what we're all thinking. Stealing a ship turned out to be easier than expected. Marcus's older sister worked at a cargo company. She owed him a favor and didn't ask questions. The ship was small and old, but it had a working engine and a stealth field. Good enough they left at night. Zara told her parents she was staying at a friend's house. Marcus told his parents he was at a robotics competition. Vrisk just disappeared, which wasn't hard for someone with a holographic disguise. Zara piloted the ship. Her Krell implants interfaced with the navigation systems effortlessly. It felt good to fly again. Natural. Maybe Vrisk was right. Maybe she was more Krell than human? You're quiet, Marcus said. He sat in the co-pilot's seat, watching the stars, just thinking. What? About whether I'm doing the right thing. Running away while Earth is under attack. You're not running away. You're finding answers. It feels like running. Marcus was quiet for a moment. Can I tell you something? I was terrified of you when we first met. Zara glanced at him. Really? Everyone was. The legendary war hero. The girl who saved humanity. You seemed, I don't know, untouchable. Perfect. I'm not perfect. I know that now, Marcus smiled. You're terrible at biology. You can't act. You eat weird food combinations? You're just a person, Zara. A person who had terrible things happen to her, but still a person. The Krell think I'm something more. The Krell are idiots then. Zara laughed. Actually laughed. When was the last time she'd done that? Thanks, Marcus. For what? For being my friend. For not treating me like a weapon or a hero. Well, you're also a terrible driver, Marcus teased. You almost hit 3 asteroids. That was one asteroid and I was avoiding it. They argued about her flying skills for the next hour. It felt normal. It felt human. It felt perfect. They reached Skrell's station 12 hours later. It was a small research facility attached to a large asteroid, hidden and hard to detect. Looks abandoned, Marcus said. Zara's implants disagreed. There are life signs inside. And weapon systems. Should we hail them? Before Zara could answer, the station's defenses activated. Turrets swung toward their ship. Warning lights flashed. Incoming transmission, Vrisk said from the back. A Krell voice filled the ship. Unknown vessel, you are entering restricted space. State your purpose or be destroyed. Skrell, it's Vrisk, their passenger called out. I've brought someone who needs your help. Silence. Then, Vrisk, you were reported dead. I got better. Please, Skrell. The bloodless scourge is with me. She's dying. More silence. The weapons stayed locked on them. Finally, dock at port 3. But if this is a trap, I'll kill all of you. He seems friendly, Marcus muttered. They docked carefully. The station's interior was dark and cold. Emergency lights barely illuminated the corridors. Skrell met them at the airlock. He was bigger than Vrisk, with more scars and armor plating on his exoskeleton. So you're the famous weapon, Skrell said. Looking at Zara, you're smaller than I expected. You're creepier than I expected. Zara shot back. Skrell made a clicking sound that might have been laughter. I like her. Come, we don't have much time. Time for what? Zara asked. Your war mind has found me. They're coming. They'll be here in less than an hour. Zara's implants confirmed it. Ships were approaching fast. The same fleet that attacked Earth. Why are they chasing you? Marcus asked. 'Cause I know their plan, Skrell said. And if Zara wants to survive, she needs to hear it. But I warn you, you won't like the truth. The lights in the station suddenly went dark. Emergency alarms screamed. They're here early, Skrell hissed. Prepare for boarding. Zara's combat systems came fully online. Her body moved into fighting stance automatically, the teenager who wanted to be. Normal was gone. The warrior had returned. The first Krell soldiers burst through the station walls. Not through doors straight, through the metal, their weapons cutting like butter. Zara moved without thinking. She grabbed a metal pipe from the wall and swung it like a sword. The pipe connected with a Krell soldier's head, crushing its helmet. The soldier dropped. 3 more came through the hole. Marcus, get to the ship. Zara shouted. I'm not leaving you. I said go. But Marcus wasn't listening. He pulled out a small device from his pocket, something he'd built-in robotics club band, threw it at the Krell. The device exploded in a flash of light and electricity. 2 soldiers went down, their systems fried. See? Useful, Marcus panted. Skrell was fighting too, using his natural Krell strength to tear through enemies. Vrisk looked terrified, but grabbed a weapon from a fallen soldier. This way, Skrell yelled over the noise. My lab is reinforced. They ran through dark corridors while explosions shook the station. Zara's implants tracked enemy movements, calculated trajectories, identified weak points. She was a weapon again, and it felt horrible. It also felt natural. Skrell's lab was behind a massive door. They got inside and sealed it just as more Krell soldiers arrived. Fists pounded on the metal. The door wouldn't hold long. "Tell me the truth," Zara demanded. "What do they want?" Skrell moved to a computer terminal. Holographic images appeared, blueprints, genetic codes, neural maps. All of Zara. "When you were 10, Skrell began, you escaped the collective. But escape isn't the right word. You were released." "That's a lie." "I fought my way out." "You fought exactly as hard as they needed you to fight," Skrell said. "The Warmind was testing you, measuring your growth, evaluating whether the experiment worked." "What experiment?" "They weren't creating a weapon, Zara. They were creating a bridge. A being that could exist in both worlds, human and Krell. Someone who could think independently, but also connect to the collective." Marcus stepped closer. "Why would they want that?" "Because the collective is dying," Vrisk said quietly. "We told you this. We've become too perfect, too unified. There's no evolution, no adaptation. The Krell species will go extinct in a few generations unless something changes, and I'm supposed to save them." Zara laughed bitterly. "After what they did to me?" "Not save them," Skrell corrected. "Become them. The Warmind wants you to return willingly, to prove that their experiment worked. Then they'll use your genetic template to create thousands more like you. A new generation of Krell that thinks like humans, but has our strength. I'll die first. You're dying anyway." Skrell pulled up more data. "Your implants are failing faster than Vrisk realized. You have weeks, maybe months. The only way to survive is to reconnect with the collective. They can repair you at what cost? Your humanity." Skrell looked at her with something like pity. "You become part of the hive mind. No more individual thoughts. No more fear or pain or loneliness. Just the peace of the collective." The door groaned. The Krell were cutting through. "There has to be another way," Marcus said desperately. "There is," Skrell said. "But it's dangerous. I've developed a virus that could sever the Warmind's control over its fleet. It would free individual Krell, like Vrisk and me. But delivering it requires direct connection to the collective." "Meaning Zara would have to jack into their network," Marcus realized. "Exactly. And once she's connected, the collective will try to absorb her consciousness. She might not survive." "Define might not," Zara said. 70% fatality rate. Maybe higher?" The door was glowing red now. Almost through, Zara looked at Marcus. He was terrified, but trying to be brave. She looked at Vrisk, who had defected from his entire species just to be free. She looked at Skrell, who risked everything to help them. She thought about her parents, her therapist, Principal Okafor, the drama teacher who said she couldn't express emotion. She thought about all the people on Earth who just wanted to live normal lives. "If I do this," Zara said slowly, "and I survive, can you remove my implants? Make me fully human again?" Skrell hesitated. "The process would be complicated, and you'd lose all your enhancements. You'd be weak, fragile. Just a normal girl?" Zara said. "That's what I want. Might die during the implant removal too. Then I'll die human, not as some Krell experiment." The door exploded inward. Krell soldiers poured through, but they didn't attack. Instead, they stopped and stood at attention. A new Krell entered. Bigger than the others, covered in strange technology. Its voice came from speakers in perfect English. "Bloodless Scourge, you've grown." Zara recognized that voice. The warm mind that took her. The intelligence that haunted her nightmares. "Come home," it said. "Stop fighting what you are. You were meant for greatness." "I was meant to be a kid," Zara shot back. "You stole that from me? We elevated you. Made you strong. Made you matter. You made me a monster. You made yourself a hero." The war mind moved closer. "But heroes are lonely, aren't they? Everyone fears you. Everyone expects you to save them. You have no real friends, no real life. You don't belong anywhere." Zara hated that those words hurt. "Join us," the war mind continued. "In the collective, you'll never be alone. You'll be part of something greater. You'll finally belong. For a moment, just a moment, Zara was tempted. The idea of not being lonely anymore. Of not having to pretend to be normal. Of just ... belonging. Then Marcus grabbed her hand. Don't listen to it, he said. You do belong. With us. With your family. With everyone who actually cares about you. It's just one human, the War Mind said. And he'll die in 60 years. We are forever. 60 years sounds pretty good to me, Zara said. She squeezed Marcus's hand. Better than eternity is someone else? Then you refuse? I refuse. The War Mind was silent. Then it did something unexpected. It laughed. Good, it said. You passed the final test. What? We needed to know if you were truly individual. If you could resist the pull of the collective, even when offered everything you want. You did? So this was all a test? Everything has been a test. The War Mind gestured to the soldiers. We're not here to capture you. We're here to offer a choice. Save your species by helping us evolve, or save yourself by staying human. But you can't do both. Why should I help you? Zara demanded. After everything you did? Because we're not the only ones dying, the War Mind said. Those ships attacking Earth? They're not ours. They're a different faction of Krell who want to finish the war. If you help us spread this virus and free individual Krell, we'll join you in fighting them. But if you refuse, Earth will fall. And you'll die with it, Skrull spoke up. He's telling the truth. My sensors show more Krell fleets approaching Earth, much bigger than what attacked you before. Zara felt trapped. Every choice led to losing something. How long do I have to decide? She asked. Earth defense is preparing for a final battle, the War Mind said. They're evacuating civilians, gathering every ship they have. It will begin in 18 hours. Okay, then that's how long you have to wait. The War Mind tilted its head. You're stalling, I'm thinking, Zara snapped. Something you forgot how to do when you joined that hive mind. Another pause. Then 18 hours. But know this, if you refuse to help us, we'll leave Earth to its fate. We have no loyalty to humanity. The War Mind and its soldiers left, just walked out, leaving them alone in the damaged lab. What are you going to do? Marcus asked quietly. Zara looked at the virus data on Skrull's computer. She looked at her hands, still partly human, partly machine. She thought about the 10-year-old girl who escaped impossible odds. I'm going to do what I always do, she said. Something stupid and dangerous that probably won't work. That's not reassuring, Marcus said. It's not supposed to be. Skrull was already preparing equipment. If you're going to connect to the collective, we need to do it soon. And we need a backup plan in case you don't come back. Marcus is the backup plan, Zara said. Me? I'm just a teenager. You're the smartest person I know. If I don't make it, you finish what I started. You save Earth your way, Zara. She kissed him. Just once, quick and awkward, because she didn't really know how. For luck, she said. Marcus touched his lips, looking shocked and happy and terrified all at once. Okay, he managed. For luck. Zara lay down on Skrull's medical table. Wires and tubes connected to her implants. Her last thought before the collective pulled her in was simple. Please let me come back. Please let me still be me. Billions of minds crashed into Zara's consciousness all at once. Krell soldiers, workers, scientists, pilots all, thinking together, feeling together, existing as one massive intelligence. Every individual voice was drowned out by the roar of the whole. Zara felt herself disappearing. Her memories becoming their memories. Her thoughts becoming their thoughts. No, she held on to herself. Remembered who she was. Zara Chen, age 16. Human, imperfect, individual. The collective tried to pull her deeper. Tried to make her forget. But Zara had been here before when she was 10. She'd resisted then. She'd resist now. I'm not one of you, she screamed into the mental void. The collective responded, You are us. You have always been us. Stop fighting. Never. Zara pushed back against the tide of thoughts. She searched through the collective's shared consciousness, looking for the warm mind that took her. The intelligence that started this whole mess. She found it at the center of everything. A massive presence made of countless absorbed minds. "I came," the war mind said. "I knew you would." "I came to stop you," Zara replied. "You came to save us." "It's what you do. Save people. Even people who hurt you." The war mind was right, and Zara hated that.
Show me the virus upload point, she demanded. First.
"You must understand what you're destroying." The war mind opened its memories to her. Zara saw the history of the Krella species that evolved efficiency over everything else. They built the collective to eliminate weakness, fear, and conflict. For thousands of years they were perfect. But perfection meant stagnation. No growth, no change. The universe moved forward while the Krell stood still. "We're dying," the war mind said. "Not from war or disease. From our own success? We optimized ourselves into extinction, and taking human children was your solution. You were never supposed to suffer. The process should have been painless. But you fought. You resisted. You made it hurt." The war mind's presence felt something like regret. "I watched you suffer and felt guilt. That's when I knew the experiment worked." Because guilt means individuality, Zara realized. "Yes, you taught me to feel. Taught thousands of Krell to feel. We're fragmenting because of you. Becoming individuals. Then why are you still attacking Earth? Not me. Them." The war mind showed her the other Krell fleets. Traditional collective forces that saw individuality as a disease. They want to destroy Earth before more Krell defect. Before your influence spreads, they're coming to kill everyone you love. Zara saw the fleets through the collective sensors. Hundreds of ships. More than Earth could possibly fight. "Help me stop them," the war mind said. "Upload the virus. Free the Krell. Give us a chance to be more than what we are. And if I refuse, then we all die. Human and Krell together." Zara thought about Marcus, waiting for her in the real world. About her parents. About Vrisk and Skrell and Principal Okafor and everyone who just wanted to live. She thought about the 10-year-old girl who chose to save people instead of save herself. "Show me how to upload the virus," she said. The virus was beautiful in a terrifying way. Skrell had designed it to spread through the collective shared consciousness like wildfire, severing the hive mind connections while leaving individual Krell intact, but uploading it meant opening herself completely to the collective. No defenses, no resistance. She'd be vulnerable. "You'll die," the war mind said. "The moment you drop your shields, the collective will absorb you. Then I'll die saving people." Again, Zara almost laughed. "At least I'm consistent. You're brave." "There's a difference." Zara opened the virus file in her mind, started the upload sequence. The data flowed through her consciousness into the collective, and the collective screamed. Billions of minds reacted at once. Confusion, fear, anger, the unified intelligence that had existed for millennia was tearing apart. Individual Krell suddenly found themselves alone in their own heads for the first time in their lives. Some panicked. Some celebrated. Some went mad. The hostile fleet approaching Earth suddenly stopped coordinating. Ships veered off course as pilots rediscovered individual thought. Some turned back. Others just drifted, their crews confused and frightened. The virus was working, but Zara was dying, without her mental defenses. The collective was drowning her, erasing her memories, her personality. Everything that made her Zara Chen was being absorbed into the hive mind. She felt Marcus's kiss fading from her memory, her mother's face becoming blurry, the taste of terrible cafeteria food disappearing. "Let go," the collective whispered. "Stop fighting. Become one with us." Zara was so tired of fighting. Maybe the collective was right. Maybe belonging to something bigger than herself wasn't so bad. Maybe Zara, don't you dare give up. Marcus's voice cut through the mental fog. But how? He wasn't connected to the collective. "She's flatlining." That was Skrell's voice. "Do something." "I am doing something." Marcus shouted. "Zara, listen to me. You're not just a Krell weapon. You're the girl who's terrible at acting, who eats pineapple on pizza, who laughs at my bad jokes." The collective tried to push his voice away, but it was too late. Zara remembered. She remembered being bad at biology, crushing the scalpel, crying in her mother's arms. Holding Marcus's hand, she remembered being human. "I am Zara Chen," she said into the void. "I am 16 years old. I am human. And you can't have me." She pushed back against the collective with everything she had, not with strength or tactics or weapons, with stubbornness, with the sheer human refusal to give up. The collective recoiled. Zara felt individual Krell minds reaching for her, not trying to absorb hurt, trying to help her risk. Skrell, the war mind. Thousands of newly freed Krell who understood what she was fighting for. Together, they pulled her back. Zara woke up gasping. She was back on the medical table, wires sparking around her. Marcus holding her hands so tight, it hurt. "You're alive," he sobbed. "You stupid, brave idiot. You're alive? Did it work?" Zara managed to ask. Skrell checked his monitors. The virus uploaded completely. The collective is fragmenting across the galaxy, and the hostile fleet. He pulled up a hologram showing space around Earth. The Krell ships were retreating. Some were even surrendering to Earth's defense. "They're individuals now," Frisk said, looking awed. "They don't know how to fight without the hive mind." "What about me?" Zara asked. "My implants." Skrell ran a scan. Then he made that clicking sound that meant he was surprised. "Your implants are stable. The connection to the collective somehow reset them. You're not dying anymore. But I'm not human either." "No," Skrell admitted. "You'll always be part Krell, but you'll live. Normal lifespan." "Normal life? Define normal," Marcus said, still holding her hand. Zara laughed, then cried, then laughed again. 3 months later, Zara walked across the stage at Lincoln High School. Not to give a speech or accept an award. To perform in the spring play, she was terrible. Everyone agreed. Her delivery was stiff. Her emotions were forced. She forgot her lines twice. The audience loved it anyway. After the show, Marcus found her backstage. "You were awful," he said, grinning. "I know. It was perfect." Your mom cried. She always cries. Colonel Reeves was there too. In the back, Zara tensed. What did he want? Just to watch, I think. He left after your scene. The Earth Defense had tried to recruit Zara again after the battle. Tried to make her lead their new Krell integration program. She'd refused. Told them to ask Friske instead. Friske had accepted. He was helping freed Krell adjust to individual life, teaching them about choices and consequences and what it meant to be responsible for your own actions. Skrell had joined him. Together, they were building bridges between humans and Krell, but that wasn't Zara's job anymore. Come on, Marcus said, pulling her toward the cast party. Davika made cupcakes. Davika had apologized to Zara last month, said she understood now why Zara wanted to be normal. They weren't friends exactly, but they weren't enemies either. At the party, Zara ate too much sugar and laughed at bad jokes and took selfies with the drama club. She was awkward and weird, and her enhanced hearing picked up every whispered conversation. But nobody treated her like a weapon. They treated her like a teenager. Later, walking home with Marcus under the stars, Zara felt peaceful. Do you ever regret it? Marcus asked. Staying human instead of becoming something more? Every day, Zara admitted, the Krell offered me perfection. No more pain. No more fear. No more struggling to fit in. But perfect is boring. She looked up at the sky where Krell and human ships now patrolled together. I'd rather be a mess of a human than a perfect anything else. You're not a mess. I crushed 3 more scalpels this semester. Okay. You're a little bit of a mess. They walked in comfortable silence. Somewhere in the city, freed Krell were learning to laugh. Human children were going to bed safe. The galaxy was healing. And Zara Chen, who saved the world at 10 and saved it again at 16, was finally just a teenager walking home with a boy she liked. Hey, Marcus. Yeah, Thanks for not letting me give up. Thanks for coming back. Where else would I go? Anywhere. You're Zara Chen. You can go anywhere. She squeezed his hand. I think I'll stay here. Earth's not so bad once you get used to it. Above them, a shooting star across the sky. Zara's implants immediately calculated its trajectory, composition, and origin point. She ignored the data and just made a wish instead. Let me be this happy for a long, long time. The star disappeared into the darkness, and Zara Chen, warrior and teenager, went home.